Hi, I'm Chan, and I am the owner of the Lightning Gravity Gaming Company, and I'm trying to make a YouTube tutorial on HTML basic practices for learning for basic maybe game programming concept before making your own fully game project, which will be a lot harder. Maybe your first is you should use your XSplit RDE I RDE um inter um integrated I think some kind of RDE, like, yeah, because just download it. And remember to use this, you have to download this thing that was set up, a short download for your installing for each individual practicing code. I don't think so this IDE is good enough to fully software engineering, like for all the good best corporation. Unless one small corporation or one small company like your website, custom made website, or something else. Well, so far I need to just help you practicing more HTML, like web design stuff, not for really web page or web site, just web design kind of thing. Just playing with photoshopping around with Adobe Photoshop Element or something. Yeah, just download this one, which I already did. Remember, you can direct to which folder you would like. Well, I usually put D instead of my main C drive, Windows C drive. I'll put in my extra data drive to save our space in case my main drive has overfilled that easily and fast because it's not small storage. Extra storage will store a lot more. But as soon as you download the right one, say JavaScript, which it means for website, mostly project based, then it'll be HTML, then CSS, then JavaScript, jQuery, PHP, and MySQL. PHP is to gain access for the server, for all the server users. Then MySQL is for yeah, maybe storage of other people's data from online, maybe by asking someone else permission or through email account or something that some maybe does something else. Plus, I suggest if you try to gain some other people personal like information through server, then maybe you should use like some kind of really real life registered business bank account instead of a regular home bank account for your house owner, in case like the server collecting a lot of people's personal data will be a lot something else. And as soon as you finish download, if it's the IDE that maybe the only one that works, don't you can use HostGator to build your web hosting stuff that is different from website builder. Web hosters will be different from website builder. Website builder does not require any coding, as you're not supposed to be coding anything. Well, I think for web hosting you have to use the Adobe Dream Drive. I mean Adobe Dreamweaver to make yourself life easier to host it on a website hoster, not website web builder. Because website builder is quick and drag, and just texting and just upload your own Photoshop image or through your photo footage from camera. That'd be a big different. WordPress is just not that much coding required, I guess. When we switch us both with WordPress, it'd be a lot easier. Well, I'm not quite sure, but I think WordPress will work with Dreamweaver because it can compile and runs everything properly, and it can upload your like export photo from Dreamweaver and import visually all fully like compiled automatically from Dreamweaver to um, so you can import that Dreamweaver package into WordPress or website hosting, but not website builder. But yeah, that's what I meant. I think it's Dreamweaver works. Don't just use like you purchase your account and just go in and log in coding by hand. And by just login, web hosting login, because it may be too hard for you. Maybe it doesn't seem like it makes sense. Like kind of Dreamweaver is kind of like a easier way of GitHub or Git for working in your with your small teammates. Uh, Maybe a short reminder that this HTML attribute is something else a bit harder. Why stuff found in the HTML. I'm starting with mostly basically HTML, but you have to realize that this widget, I think, like scroll down widget, it looks a bit different as you go on. It looks like you press and push more harder ones to get. It seems like you know a bit more. Then the widget will sometimes improve a bit harder, like HTML reference and HTML tutor sounds so much easier. But HTML I seem to better found HTML attributes a bit slightly harder one like is map or image and max length. You need to know how to measure your phone website page is be different from a PC computer website. um yeah, I had to create individual platform kind of and as it stretches with some kind of discrete spacing math, not just one straight answer in physics that doesn't really work without space in vert vectors, yeah, calculus and vector kind of thing. So this is one of the harder one that can draw HTML can go a lot harder before reaching to real life PHP. It's so much even more harder. That does not really make sense anymore. But it's not interface in one way like scientifically as like kind of server trafficking, like too much overload of users. And this one basically does much. Strip sync, as I tested before, and JavaScript is .js. That this one short one doesn't do as much. That's what I think. Just putting it down there for no reason. It doesn't really import or something really well as I thought. And you can't use it much. As cannot be that exportable. So starting from my project, as I already kind of did a little bit from before, and well, I think I explained something. Oh, the HTML DOM. That DOM, I think is supposed to purposely like a short term name or something else that can convert HTML. HTML should be a main platform that as soon you open the home page website and contain a bit more detail of CSS or JavaScript that more like detailed higher end of like kind of like low end or something. Like deep it's more like higher end of deeper end, not such thing as low end 101 like those short key of coding that every single time. That is called um code barcode or something. This zero code number. That's too short form of doing something else like encryption code is for password stuff, as you don't need to practice testing your mind memory skills to unlock your sending permission for the other workers in the server or something. That's something that's a small corporation, but HTML is the main homepage. CSS is more detailed. JavaScript is almost like 3D model of something else. Python is something. It's more like third-party software for artists. SQL is more like data storing a lot of data, tables of other person's information from the PHP server as it connects all together. Java is way too much stuff at once. jQuery is some kind of user stuff as you press each button or something that does something else. Like um, like your own um refresh key or something, like maybe use jQuery or something, like refresh, like double check before giving out your username and password. Double check that you're not a robot. Like automatically does it. Everything just to hacking or something. Then use jQuery as double check. You have to press the spinning double check on your robot stuff button. That's what I think, but I'm not quite sure. Java is too much stuff at once. It's more like you learn that rapidly, that fast, and just do everything at once. That's what I think. And this kind of company, like, is famous for Java. Like this one, Java Carta one is yeah, because Java is basically made for everything for all really real life university students that know their own computer scientists will work is always using this one because they want more professional workers that's real. They use Java. Does this Java Carta? There's a new one of Java EE. Does it say Java down here? Because they always want to specialize in Java that always works with the best workers. But so far I'm like more lower end of high school student of basic HTML, just double checking around the basic coding, practicing around for my other game programmer game. So before you launch this, you have to create your own folder first, as maybe as text first, basic text, and then after kind of browse it and take this one, select folder. Don't click this one for sure, because else it directs you into another workspace by default to desktop or somewhere else, and it'd be so annoying. I had to like open and somehow click inside the software. Um, that chat box on it. Don't click it and click accept or something. Else you have to go after you open this, you automatically give the wrong folder, open the wrong one, and after like you cannot like we select the right one. Uh, let me double check run as. So to run, don't use this one. It does not work because you don't. Not because you don't have HTML folder. I'm not sure why this is so tricky down here. It's maybe because avoiding some spammers trying to redo this thing again if it's too easy to figure out how it works. So my one is maybe just click this one because you're not creating a real server with the run or something. You have to create the kind of external tools like this off server one that this does it. It's more not like can't you like just practicing more on more interface programming instead of more back-end machine for creating your own server or any like machine robot thing yet? As it gets harder, supposed to be afterwards. So create program location is as soon you open like another new project, create a folder from your own desktop screen. Um, always try to remember to work down here, desktop screen. This is called desktop. So go to this and don't run as yet external to converge. We use this one from others I pressed before, but double click delete from before, then browse. Um, maybe I should you should maybe I should do this first because new always project first. I'm not sure if folder does it works because I haven't tried yet. But project this right package, this project package of some sort. The main assignment is to read basic text. It should be easy. I'm just trying to show you how to work it properly. But I think you should have to create your folder package first. Um, yeah, then click like mouse click and click new. Then file name. Remember always have to write dot JS. No, not JS. HTML first because you don't have any other short form from the past IDE here. That's what I said before. Click finish. as you remember to save it on the where you're supposed to locate, not like down. Yeah, just ignore this one. It should always work. Just yeah, as you don't like want to create some other wrong HTML file for somewhere else. But remember that not like automatically spammers everywhere. Like you have to click file, not other and not this one. Okay, not this one. This is a regular text reminder stuff. Commenting on stuff somewhere else. Um, but it had to like well, as soon you click a click folder. Like don't like parent this thing, like parent this on a folder properly. Then remember to click file and rename it by JS or .css. I don't know. Um, like that properly. Instead of like finding some other option like somewhere down here or here that create automatically .html because it maybe you want anti-spammers like don't want anyone to like automatically like know what to do and just start spamming that simply. Well, this is simply just put in .html or .js, and after so um yeah, remember to create external tools using not creating a real server from run. Also, be like need to be a lot smarter and better than me just to create your own server kind of website page for HTML. That's why you should always use Dreamweaver. It's a easier way to upload and hostgate it, but I haven't tested it, so I'm not sure. So a lot of stuff is really weird. But unless you use website builder, it's a lot more easier and more guaranteed that you always do it before. Yeah, well, website builder is not website any coding stuff. So so yeah, I better hurry up. Doc type. Um, you always need doc type HTML down here. Um, and you don't need the other stuff like HTML, uh, lang. You don't need those lang languages like this one, en. Um, you don't need this one at all. Um, and English US or something. You don't have to type in this. You don't really need like need the you don't really even need the head even unless you're using unless you have to be using CSS level at least. So you don't really need the head. You don't need the body always. At least you have to have the HTML on it. So I'm just saying an example. So you delete this one at least lang dot quotation HTML. Yeah. And then after this is where how you comment yourself without doing stuff on the interface, anything with the interface. This is the commenting yourself as you grade out by itself. So won't really print afterwards out in your own front end web page. Uh, oh wait, I think I have to explain this one first. Before I go off track a little bit, so new come fresh. Because you have to create the exit this and save it. So go to external tool current branch. Uh, so browse workspace on a location where you want to do it. So click this one. And click HTML first. Don't start with JS that often because HTML should be the own website homepage. That's what you're trying to aim for. Actually, no. Sorry, this is not the true. Sorry, it's supposed to be this one. That's your open location. So I saved it down here on purposely because I might be using a lot for my other HTML website page. You're supposed to go to right mouse properties and copy this Firefox location in your deeper end in some yeah. copy this target shortcut key. This is shortcut, the arrow thing. Shortcut and trying to know where it's supposed to locate it is um oh whoops. Yeah. Um trying to put this down link by copy and paste it and lose the quotation. That's not the string language. And then after work arguments is supposed to be variables. As hierarchy supposed to know where to connect to is your own project resource location, LOC location. So always this one, but I'm not sure the other thing, but I just don't know why this one will work. Only so use the argument that directly located to your own package or something. Project Explorer that know what to do afterwards within launching your own Firefox website application download file or any other stuff that you download with your own web browser will work. So click apply, maybe close, it still works. Click run and you'll open your, yeah, maybe click run maybe. Unable research launch. Maybe I should type something else first to double check is it not working or not because maybe nothing. Wait, this should be working no matter what. Yeah, now it works. See, it print AA string text that easy, but I just trying to maybe actually that's not give error. Uh, yeah. So that's why I showed you that. Remember this option always like this. Always this that option down on one of the whole entire variables. Remember to click run before I didn't click run and then maybe that's why I didn't save it before closing it. And remember, I'll know what's your location through digging your download files and know to where to install has been. Um, remember your own PX uh will be looks like always different like this. Like every single spacing will looks different. Will be exactly same thing as with the paragraph. This is P for paragraph. As you double click, it will maybe no spacing. Given yet. Yeah. 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 We might use that class and put .html or .js. Before I try to put JS in here, so I can export my .js new and my new widget tab and then put it down here. But that doesn't work because this is the HTML kind of string printout. At the same time, this is more like the real life string. At the same time, this is kind of more like HTML cannot be converted immediately as JS like format within what string I want to put that easily. That's why it seems like I tried before unless you press the button first to like kind of exchange it properly that it will always print. Before that this is commenting out instead of putting two line dash. Uh See it commenting out does not give the printout by accident. Remember, yeah, this is kind of folder package. So remember you don't have to put body and head before, that's what I already did. Um, you just like spacing it differently only. Uh, just take a look of um comments. That's what I said before for most basic coding. And remember this HTML formatting for your own string can be small. And yeah, uh, so you can kind of like do this one instead. Trick kind of thing. Like kind of like they kind of change it at once. Um, well, they add spacing yet. Problem. So such as small, then kind of like this form. They might play some tricks or something else. For fun. So you have to note that playing around your own as you have to notice that kind of like this way, like kind of like this would be the smallest, and this would be kind of smaller. This would be always the biggest. That's what it looks like I'm betting with. Yeah, kind of different shapes at once. You have to can play with it with your kind of discrete math-ish. If you want to change the difference of have your own best, at least if it in your cell phone be different from your own desktop stuff. And I don't feel like I want to spend more time on something else. Each one's the head broad. You just take a look at yourself. Is what? Yeah. Yeah, you can take a look yourself in this text formatting. This is easy. This one is easy. Okay, so to learn those basic coding, uh, uh, but one short notice that I think it's not this one. Yeah, this one is kind of useless, important and doing nothing. Kind of looks like. Well, I got a short notice. I found out that the very important thing that for around my slightly harder than me, as I'm trying to figure out that it's more like add event listener. That seems like something does something differently with like more different resizing platform like cell phone uh and desktop resizing would be looks like more convenient. Like get ID and add listener. You have to know where you're matching with the other JavaScript. It might fit better. This is better, more bad. Yeah, this really, yeah, let me get you the harder HTML website builder side with different multiple languages such as JavaScript and like kind of fitting and everything at once. Um, yeah, like those, yeah, get ID and like a bit more detailed element. But the harder one level, yeah, just to fit different screen size platform at the same time with different languages, you have to know how to think with working memories a lot better at once. So that's what it looks like to practice coding a little bit. As I kind of did it, how to set up this properly. Remember to use this, set up this thing properly. It's the most important thing. It's the any website browser and this LOC only. Only just what I had to know. So I think I finished my YouTube tutorial. Hopefully not too long. As the head thing that in the other thing that I taught you is not always true. That you have to head and body. And same thing as this one. As this book will help you a lot. From your purchase um Amazon video game. Oh, not this one. So I never really code that much of those things. So those other things are way too hard as well. And a bit sketchy book that didn't explain really well. Unless you can just run through it that easily, like mine fluently. So always read this book, HTML5 and CSS. That's what I'm using all in one. I'm just trying to explain out a bit more detailed than this book sometimes, but I can't really go that far, like up to this level. Get I This are more towards the end of the textbook that I shown, but it's more like you didn't describe that good because no one's that good until they get in the server. Like that's just even more beyond this. So thank you. See ya.